Okay, it's day 19, and this is the day where we talk about what our favorite superhero RPG is. And man, I love playing superhero games, and I'm kind of surprised. I sat down, I looked at the shelf, and I don't own that many. And then I started digging through my PDFs. I have a lot more in PDF, especially the old things that I enjoyed playing long ago. Things like Villains and Vigilantes and Marvel superheroes from TSR, Phaser. And I sadly can't put Champions on the list of games I enjoyed playing. And I don't know why. Everyone seems to love it. It's been a long time since I looked at it. I will be playing in a Hero System fantasy game soon, and I think that will give me a good frame of reference. It's going to be run by someone who's very familiar with and really enjoys the system, so that will give me a good frame of reference to go back and look at Champions and see what did we do wrong when we tried it the first time. Yeah, as much as I like Supers games, I haven't really purchased very many other than PDF copies, and I haven't really played that many. So that's kind of weird. Ones that deserve mention are, of course, Heroes Unlimited, Marvel, like I already said, and Mutants and Masterminds. Mutants and Masterminds, which I think is quite masterful at doing the supers genre, but it's not the one that's my favorite. I think it did a really good job. It made it really easy to play superheroes. It's just not my favorite. What is my favorite, you may ask? And in order to prevent this video from going on like the others have been, my favorite was Aberrant. And it might come as a surprise because I don't really talk about World of Darkness or Storyteller games much. But yeah, Adventure, Aberrant, and Trinity, or Aeon as it was supposed to be called. I really liked those games. I had a lot of fun with the campaigns that we ran in them, and we even did a long linked campaign with one game master starting at one end and me starting at the other, and working our way toward each other, where we met in the middle in Aberrant, telling stories. It's just great fun. And it went on for quite some time, and that Aberrant campaign, that middle part of that Aberrant campaign, got converted into Mutants and Masterminds, which is how we experimented with that. We were already very comfortable with those characters, and not a lot of our players were really into the supers genre. They were just being kind to the two game masters who did like supers. But yeah, Aberrant. I'd been running Storyteller games forever by the time I found Aberrant, and so running it was easy. All the things that might be daunting for a newcomer, like all the big dice pools and all the different ways the powers can interact, and just the amount of freedom that the very kind of open-ended power system would give players and game masters. A lot of that stuff could be pretty daunting, but if you've been running the World of Darkness games, particularly things like Mage and Wraith and Changeling and whatnot, for any period of time, stepping into Aberrant wasn't really that challenging. And I imagine if you were an Exalted player, it would have been like a vacation. But yeah, what you could do, and your options for either going along with the setting that they had kind of packed the game in, and the ongoing meta plot that they were using to kind of explore that world, or if you just chucked all that and just used the framework of powers, you could do a lot of really interesting supers, pretty firmly grounded, with one foot in what it's like to be a normal person, and one foot having to face up to these questions of what would you do if you had the ability to blast someone at range with fire, or control probability, or if you were changing into something that really wasn't even visibly human anymore. Stuff like that. It's a good vehicle for telling that kind of superhero story. And when you paired it with Adventure and you paired it with Trinity, you really got to travel quite a broad spectrum of heroic action. The pulp heroics of Adventure, the kind of 90s comics inwardly exploratory journey of superheroes, and then in the future, powered humans, only a short step up from their compatriots without powers, having to face these ridiculous threats. And yeah, so my favorite superhero game so far. But then again, there's always Superworld.